What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of New Parents in Training.
Hey everyone.
All right, so last time I talked about how we bought a house saving over $10,000 when we got the grant. So today I figured that, you know what, let's just share how we end up finding this house and some of the experience that we have gone through while we were buying this house. We would kind of know the general area that we wanted to stay in. It was really just in between both our work. So convenience is one of the priority. It just so happened that the area around our church is most ideal, but it's not the cheapest around town. And especially it helps a lot that with the grant money. In the video that I talked about last time, if you haven't seen it, I'll post up on top and you can go check it out. So pretty much you go into this site called T-Shack, Texas State Affordable Housing Corporation. I'll put the link down in the description down below so you can go check it out. It's really easy, simple. It's 4-part quiz and you can just find out whether or not you qualify for the grant and how you go attain the grant after. It's very simple, straightforward.
That was the first step.
Yes, yeah,
The
that
first
was
step.
first thing that we did. So for the grant that we got, the house cannot be over $305,000 in terms of the house value. So after that,
We had to find for a lender.
so we found Denise. While I was taking the quiz, it tell me to not only looking for the loan officer, but also go take the educational class. The educational part has two parts. Either you can go in person or you can do it online. Initially, I wanted to do the cheap way because they do have the free option. But the free option, all the live ones, the one that you go in person, it requires you about 6 to 8 hours of physically being
The
there.
whole day.
Yeah. So initially, found one that's free, and we went. There were quite a bit of people there too. The takeaway was back when I first found out about this program, I went to one of those classes. I remember the class was you go there, you sit through the whole entire day. They will give you a certificate at the end. But this time around, they didn't give us a certificate. So I asked the lady, so how can we get one? She said that you had to come in, talk to her on a weekday, and then she will see whether or not she will give us the certificate. At that time, like we try to save up as much as PTO as we can for the wedding. So we didn't want to spend the
On a weekday.
on the weekday to go see her. And because of that, she refused to give us the certificate. I was pretty mad about that. Denise told me that you just go online, which we later on that's what we end up doing. So there was three type of online courses, $25 to $99. I chose the one that's 75 because Denise recommended that. I don't want to spend another 8 hours if the 25 one didn't go through. So yeah, whatever she recommended, I took it and then got that out of the way as well.
How long did it take you?
Um, I would say about maybe 6 hours. It wasn't short, but if you have taken defense driving before, it's pretty much similar. They do give you quite a bit of information, so it's really good educational course. Even just take it for the sake of taking it. So after we done that, Denise recommend some of the realtor to us, and we decide to go with Jennifer. That's how the house hunting began. Once Jennifer come on board and she started picking out houses for us to choose from, for us to go look at. Guess what? So this house was actually the first house we have seen
Yes.
when we started to do the house hunt. But initially, the price was out of the range. It was a little bit out of our budget, and plus is completely out of the grants requirement. So at that time, we're like, oh, this house is so nice, but can't afford it. Jennifer wanted to show it to us, just kind of give us a kind of like a taste of what this area has to offer. And we like it a lot. And it was on the back of our mind quite a bit at the time for about this house. So after we decided to move on from the first house, we started looking around. Jennifer continued to provide us with a list of places for us to go check it out. So the next area that we went was very ideal. It was really close to a bunch of our friends, and it was gated community. It has one of the house that we really like. Yeah, everything about it was really good. The garage was separate from the house. I like to work on my own car, and I don't want to bother go in and out of the house a lot. So having a separate garage will be very ideal for me. And the house was big enough for the two of us. It was just perfect size,
It was
perfect
fairly,
location.
and the price was
Yeah.
good.
Oh, the price, yes, was well within our range. After we seen that, we're like, oh,
Yeah, let's
like,
put an offer.
yeah. Well, granted, we saw a bunch of other houses in between that too, but like at the end of the day, we decided, you know what, let's just go put down an offer. And Jennifer helped us to do that. I remember it was on a Friday. She put it in the daytime. In the afternoon, she came back and go like, they accepted your offer. I was pretty happy. And I'm like, I told Melina right after, I'm like, hey, yeah, you know what, they accepted the offer. So
And we had to sign a contract or sign something.
yes, so right after that, Jennifer, our realtor, sent us a package.
Yeah.
Like the package including what the house condition is, and the detail about the house, the specs, the owner's information, and all the mumbo jumbo, a disclosure, so to speak. It was a package in a PDF form. I look at it, I'm like, whoa, there's so much detail. I was at work at the time too. There was so much detail. Let me look at it later. I was still living at my parents at the time. When I got home, my mom asked me,
Who's the owner of the
yeah,
house?
I'm like, what's that got to do with anything? We're buying the house, we're not buying the owner. But she said, it's just curious. And she got me thinking, okay, maybe I should just looking up.
Google him.
Yeah, and that person's name is very unique too. It wasn't like John Smith. It was like very particular. Putting that name into the search engine, and then lo and behold, it freaked me out. It got like news about like this person is being sued for raping someone at work. So apparently, this guy used to work at one of the local hospital, yeah, ER, of all places. So he worked at the night shift in the ER. And so he actually took advantage of the patient that came in under his care. One of them filed charge. Well, she had evidence, like rape kit and everything. So when I Google it, like all the news just pop out, and even make it all the way to
The international news.
yeah, international,
Daily Mail.
overseas.
Yeah, Daily Mail.
Overseas.
From UK.
Yeah, from UK. I'm like, holy cow, what is going on here? So I told Melina, and she like, oh, we cannot buy this house.
You thought it was, yes, we could lower the price. And I'm like, no. I couldn't sleep that night.
Yeah.
Because there's just so many issues around that. If somebody is being charged with something, or they're going through a civil suit, I just didn't want any problems during closing time.
So yeah, her logic is more so in terms of what happened if the house is being put as collateral toward the lawsuit. And for me at the time, I was thinking, you know what? Hey, he's probably thinking he need to get rid of the house as soon as possible, and it is for us to take advantage of the situation. But after we spoke on the day after, I agree with her. We want to buy a house that's trouble free. And with the lawsuit going on and everything, there's too many unknowns, and we wanted to close the house by a certain time. If the lawsuits continue on, we might jeopardize the house closing. We told our realtor to confirm to see whether or not
This is the right person.
This is the person, and she did. She contacted the counterpart realtor, and their reply was, yeah, it is this guy. We're like, oh my goodness, you know what? Like, it's wrong in so many levels, right? I mean, you are a doctor, a physician in ER, taking care of someone that's in need, emergency need, and you took advantage of that person. Well, because the hospital that he worked at is a public hospital, and he could not be filed for criminal charges. So the lawsuit now is in the civil court. So even if he found guilty, he would not face prison time. which is mind-boggling. But anyway, when as far as like last time I checked on this person, like they sold the house to somebody else. They moved elsewhere. His license being revoked, but the lawsuit still continue on, I think. So yeah, there was a lot of drama going on there once we found out who the house belonged to.
We backed off
Yeah,
right away.
we told our realtor to tell them that we cannot buy this house under good conscience. So at the end of it, we're like, okay, let's revisit the first house that we saw. So by then it was almost like 3 weeks into it, like almost a month into our search. The price dropped
Yeah.
by a little bit, not a whole lot, but now it became a little bit more feasible for us within our budget and whatnot. We would tell our realtor to put an offer, but we lower it by quite a bit, and we go back and forth a few times, and lo and behold, that they actually accepted our final offer. We were pretty excited. We actually got the house that we initially liked a lot. We found this house that we really liked. We wanted to close. And here comes more drama. The day that we're supposed to close landed on the day where Hurricane Harvey came.
Yes. So
Oh my goodness.
we had to delay.
It was a scary time. If you follow the news or if you live in Houston, you will not forget Harvey. It was just nonstop dumping rain, going back to the sea, picking up more water and dump more water in the city of Houston in the span of a few days. It was a very scary time. There are so many places got flooded. The closing day was on a Thursday. Right before the day off, our loan officer told us, oh, the day has to be changed to next week. We're like, okay, good. But then what about the house? Now, here's the thing, like normally in Houston, the house is built ground level, maybe a little bit up. That's about it. But fortunately, our house is on top of a hill. The hill itself is about like 4 to 5 feet up to begin with. So for me, I'm thinking, well, Harvey is a good time to kind of test the area to see whether or not it will get flooded. But I'm fairly certain that our home will not get flooded. If our place get flooded, then that's it. I think the whole city is just be underwater.
I think it was a scary moment for the buyer, us, and also the seller. Because there were so many unknowns. It was unknown for us whether we're gonna get the house at all, or we had to restart the whole process again of a home buying. But at the same time, give us a little bit of comfort that if indeed Harvey did affect this house, then we're okay to just back out the contract and pay
the penalty,
a small penalty rather than entire house.
You do not want to deal with flood water.
Yes. Then what happened during the time when Harvey was happening, our lender company sent an inspector without us knowing and without the sellers knowing, and the inspector just appeared in the middle of the hurricane to inspect the house.
I mean, it's great that they want to kind of keep an eye on the property, because the mortgage company will be the one that putting up majority of the money on the line. So they of course want to make sure the property is in good condition. But at the same time, I'm thinking, wow, who in their right mind would drive out in a floodwater situation to go check on a house? Don't they value their life more than their job? So under our contract, there were a lot of stuff that the previous owner is supposed to take with them, such as the fridge, the washer, and the dryer. But because due to Harvey, the delayed closing, he was not able to move them out in time. So we were fortunate enough to move in a house without buying any new
appliances.
I mean, fridge not only is expensive, but move it up and down the house. It's on the second floor, so it's not going to be an easy job. So we have the washer and the dryer as well. So we feel kind of locked out about it.
So less things to buy that's in our mind.
So we have learned a lot through this housing buying process, getting the grant, looking for houses, finding a rapist. I mean, aside from that one little incident, we also found out that our house can withstand a hurricane, Category 4 hurricane, without any problem. So that's even a plus. I know some people out there have like different house buying experience. If you don't mind, leave them down below in the comment section. Did you have a good house hunting experience or a nightmare that you had? If you like this video, hit the like button. If you like our channel, don't forget to subscribe. Until next time.
Yeah, bye bye.
Bye.